Get ready to discover the top 20 games currently available on Xbox Game Pass. Number 20. The Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds is a sci-fi RPG from Obsidian Entertainment. Whether you're a guns-blazing commando or a smooth-talking pacifist, Obsidian's taken pains to ensure that you're able to dismantle or decide the delightfully morose corporate deadlock ruling over Halcyon in your own way. The Outer Worlds excels in terms of writing and features a vibrant cast of characters with an impressive amount of player agency given how narrative-heavy it is. In short, it's a fine dose of good old-fashioned RPG goodness. Number 19. Lost in Random. Lost in Random is an action-adventure game where every citizen's fate is determined by the roll of a dice. Ruled by a wicked queen, the Kingdom of Random is divided into 6 shadowy realms where life is dictated by a cursed black dice. In this game, you'll join a penniless girl who's down on her luck in a dark quest to save her beloved sister. With her companion Dicey, Even must learn to embrace the chaos of random, uncovering an age-old tale with a modern message. With its beautiful environment and engaging narrative, Lost in Random is a must-play title. Number 18. Sunset Overdrive. A lot of players will never be able to get past Sunset Overdrive's attitude. It's rife with corny fourth-wall-breaking humor and zany antics. But it would be a shame to dismiss Sunset Overdrive, because its dazzling art style and speed make it one of the more propulsive open-world games available on Game Pass. Of course, this should come as no surprise from the makers of Marvel's Spider-Man, who cut their teeth on traversal mechanics and design with Sunset Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive regularly takes advantage of its own best elements, which are the game's traversal mechanics and bright colors, to create some jaw-dropping levels with over-the-top set pieces. It has more than a handful of must-see moments. Number 17. Scorn. Scorn is a difficult game to categorize as it incorporates elements of walking simulators, horror games, puzzle games, and first-person shooters into one uniquely atmospheric title. Since it's so tough to pin down, it's very likely players will approach Scorn expecting one thing and getting another. It is designed around the idea of being thrown into the world. Isolated and lost inside this dreamlike world, you will explore different interconnected regions in a non-linear fashion. The unsettling environment is a character itself. Every location contains its own story, puzzles, and characters that are integral in creating a cohesive lived-in world. You may spend more time staring at what Scorn's textured doors and wriggling keys look like than actually using them. Number 16. Quantum Break. Quantum Break blurs the line between television and gameplay, integrating the two into one seamless, uniquely immersive experience. Quantum Break weaves the cinematic action of intense gameplay with the tension and drama of scripted television, creating a world where each directly impacts the other. Like many Xbox exclusives from the early Xbox One era, Quantum Break is an oft-ignored, but is a great game from start to finish and a worthwhile single-player adventure. Number 15. Halo Infinite. Anyone with access to a PC or Xbox console can play the online multiplayer component of the latest entry in the Halo series. Players can jump into a big team battle or a ranked arena match and have the time of their lives. Well-crafted maps, new weapons, and entertaining game modes keep Halo Infinite feeling fresh. It just caters to Halo fans in all the right ways. In addition to that, the Campaign experience is available to Xbox Game Pass subscribers. It tells a more personal story that focuses on the Master Chief's adventures on Zeta Halo, complete with an astounding open-world map that finally realizes the grandeur of a Halo ring. The weapons sandbox has been revitalized and combat has never felt more evolved. Halo nostalgia is real, and Infinite completely satisfies it. Number 14. Souls Hackers 2. This is a classic RPG with a cyberpunk twist. You must infiltrate a virtual world and uncover a conspiracy that threatens the very existence of humanity. Soul Hackers 2 is one of Atlas' best games to date. The story is compelling and rooted in familiar dark themes while avoiding the fluff to be a sharper experience. It refreshes the gameplay of Persona 5 with streamlined changes to make it approachable to a wider audience. With its deep story, interesting characters, and immersive gameplay, Soul Hackers 2 is definitely a must-play for any RPG fan. Number 13. A Plague Tale Requiem. Embark on a heart-rending journey into a brutal, breathtaking world twisted by supernatural forces. After escaping their devastated homeland, Amicia and Hugo travel far south to new regions and vibrant cities. There, they attempt to start a new life and control Hugo's curse. But when Hugo's powers reawaken, death and destruction return in a flood of devouring rats. Forced to flee once more, the siblings place their hopes on a prophesized island that may hold the key to saving Hugo. If you're an Xbox fan but have been feeling like you're missing out on single-player experiences, A Plague Tale Requiem is a good place to start. Number 12. Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart is a colorful title with a gripping story and powerful dialogue. Its universe between BioShock and Wolfenstein absorbs you and takes you on a fast-paced adventure alongside a crazy and rather well-written hero. Not everything is perfect and everything remains fairly standard, but the experience is devilishly satisfying thanks to its effective gameplay, well-thought-out puzzles, lots of humor, and fun. When you learn to properly combine Charles' abilities with decent melee combat and relatively solid gunplay, mowing down the crowds of robotic opponents becomes as mindlessly enjoyable as chowing down on your favorite chips. Number 11. Valheim. Valheim is a multiplayer survival game based on Norse mythology that has been a hit since its release in 2021, letting players explore the world of Valheim and build their own bases to fend off the monsters of the world. Up to 10 players can join up with cross-play enabled between Xbox and Steam players. Valheim is about more than just surviving. It's about the story that unfolds too. You start out as a legendary warrior whose soul has gone to Valheim, where you must restore peace and fend off the enemies of Odin. You will craft powerful weapons, build unyielding castles, and sail longships towards the horizon to prove yourself to the Allfather, and certainly die trying. Number 10. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. The Empire seeks to eradicate all Jedi after the execution of Order 66. You must fight for your survival as you explore the mysteries of a long-extinct civilization in hopes of rebuilding the Jedi Order. Developer Respawn nicely combines heavy exploration with a more nuanced battle system. Utilize your special training to overcome your opponents and solve the mysteries that lay in your path. Use the Force to augment the way you explore, allowing you to traverse new paths and discover parts of locations you've been to before. Fallen Order is a fantastic action-adventure game and one of the best lightsaber games of the modern era. This is a great game you can play while waiting for Star Wars Survivor to be released on April 28, 2023. If you are enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Number 9. Persona 4 Golden. If the arrival of Persona 5 Royal on Xbox Game Pass was a joy to you, then your enjoyment levels should be tripled at this point. Both Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden have made it to the Game Pass library. It is indeed a rich time for Persona fans. Everything you loved in Royal can be found in Persona 4 to some degree, and it is a fantastic feeling to delve a bit backwards into the series' history. While not as stylized as its eventual successor, Persona 4 offers one of the most charming and heartfelt stories in gaming to date. The relationships you build with your fellow characters feel just as meaningful, and the enhancements made to the graphics and gameplay heighten the experience as a whole. So if you're one of those players who dip their toes into the Persona franchise with Persona 5, don't hesitate to cannonball into Persona 4. Number 8. Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight is one of the most popular asymmetrical multiplayer games currently available, and even though it possesses humble indie origins, it has quickly become a title to be reckoned with. Dead by Daylight is a multiplayer 4 vs 1 horror game where one player takes on the role of the savage killer, and the other 4 players play as survivors trying to escape the killer and avoid being caught and killed. Survivors play in third person and have the advantage of better situational awareness. The killer plays in first person and is more focused on their prey. The survivor's goal in each encounter is to escape the killing ground without getting caught by the killer. Something that sounds easier than it is, especially when the environment changes every time you play. Number 7. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. If you're looking for the complete Mass Effect experience with all DLC, upgraded graphics for the latest consoles, and improved systems, then the Legendary Edition is perfect for you. Create your own Commander Shepard, put together teams to fight the galaxy's most fearsome threat, and chain your key decisions across 3 games to affect just how it all goes down. It is a phenomenal remaster of the original trilogy, with enough changes to not only feel fresh, but with enough quality of life improvements to truly call this the definitive way to play the Mass Effect trilogy. Mass Effect remains a pinnacle of RPG storytelling, and as the Legendary version fixes some of the clunkier aspects of earlier games, there's no better time to jump in. Number 6. Wulong Fallen Dynasty. Wulong Fallen Dynasty follows the dramatic, action-packed story of a nameless militia soldier fighting for survival in a dark fantasy version of the later Han Dynasty, where demons plague the 3 kingdoms. Players fight off deadly creatures and enemy soldiers using swordplay based on Chinese martial arts, attempting to overcome the odds by awakening the true power from within. The gameplay is structured where players are rewarded for learning the fighting style of their enemies and using the mastery of their own skills against them. It can be frustrating and requires patience to master, but it's such a great feeling to finally overcome a strong adversary. Challenge alone does not make a game great. This game excels in every area from artistic design to gameplay mechanics. With its stunning visuals, intense combat, and epic story, this is definitely a game worth checking out. Number 5. Monster Hunter Rise. One of the mistakes you could make before playing Monster Hunter Rise is to compare it with World. These are 2 games set in the same universe, but they are entirely different. That said, both are equally good in their own ways. Monster Hunter Rise makes for a fantastic starting point for anyone new to the series. Its mechanics have been streamlined, erasing a lot of the challenges you can find in World. Hunt solo or in a party with friends to earn rewards that you can use to craft a huge variety of weapons and armor. Brand new gameplay systems, such as the wirebug actions and your Palamute companion, will add exciting new layers to the already robust combat that Monster Hunter is known for. Number 4. Microsoft Flight Simulator. The gorgeous vistas of the world are reason enough to give Microsoft Flight Simulator a try, as they truly flex the capabilities of Microsoft's latest generation of Xbox consoles. A variety of realistically rendered airplanes are at your piloting disposal, replete with interactive features and instruments that lend a deep sense of immersion to this already stunning simulation title. From light planes to wide-body jets, fly highly detailed and accurate aircraft in the next generation of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Test your piloting skills against the challenges of night flying, real-time atmospheric simulation, and live weather in a dynamic and living world. Number 3. Hitman World of Assassination. Hitman World of Assassination comes with Agent 47's 3 mainline titles and provides hours of entertainment as players figure out the many different ways to eliminate their targets. The impressive agency with which players can carry out 47's contracts allows for not only slick, high-profile staging of highly complex assassination scenarios, but accidental emergent circumstances that necessitate on-the-fly improvisation. From straightforward sniping to utterly convoluted traps involving costumes, the various methods at your disposal in the Hitman games show the breadth of IO Interactive's imagination. Number 2. Forza Horizon 5. The Forza Horizon franchise has always done an incredible job blending the appeal of arcade racers like Burnout with the realistic precision controls of the motorsport games. Horizon 5 is no exception, and it just so happens to be one of the best-looking games available on next-gen consoles. Like its predecessors, Horizon 5 has players exploring an open world and completing a wide variety of objectives and races. Mexico has no shortage of gorgeous locales to drive through while setting up for the Horizon Festival. It's a game with so much to do. It's almost too easy to pick a direction, start driving, and find something worthwhile on the horizon. And finally, number 1. Persona 5 Royal. This game is one of the finest JRPGs ever made. Mechanically, it doesn't stray far from conventional JRPG elements, but it's such a flashy game with so much style and panache. It goes to show how far art direction can go in making a game world come alive. The story follows a group of high school students, each with their ambitions and plots working together to curb the wicked intentions of the surrounding adults. While you'll spend plenty of time as the phantom thieves stealing hearts and crawling dungeons, some of the most memorable moments will happen during your downtime. Going to school, hanging out with friends, and taking part in activities all over town will fill your days and nights until Morgana demands you go to bed. This game is packed with so much to do that it's almost impossible to do everything in one go. Xbox Game Pass has an impressive collection of top-rated games that offer endless entertainment for everyone. If you want to see more Game Pass videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.